Welcome to another Hornbill TV explainer, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Al. One of the fondest childhood memories from Wokha that I have is that of watching these lights everyone those days used to call very lights. Now there is this Assam Rifles camp in Wokha overlooking the town and the public ground. If you have ever been to Wokha town, you will see. During important Hindu festivals every year, especially the Durga Puja and Diwali, paramilitary force there used to fire these bolts of bright lights into the air at night. They were extremely bright that it literally lit up the entire area. Considering that the people of Wokha town discovered something called regular electricity only in the recent times, you can imagine the absolute astonishment of the people whenever these bolts of light lit up the entire town and the foothills of Mount T in Wokha. It was always an amazing sight, ladies and gentlemen. Now the Assam Rifles fired these lights into the night sky as part of their Durga Puja or Diwali celebrations, among others. Now they were very bright reds, extremely bright greens and bright oranges. These fireworks were a sight to marvel at. It was no coincidence that these very lights, we used to call them, were a much anticipated event in Wokha those days. Everyone on the hills and the foothills would rush out of their homes at night to watch these lights in the night. Many years later, thanks to college education, we came to learn that these so-called very lights were in fact what we know today as distress signals, a type of signaling light used to signal, light up something or attract attention, especially during distress or emergencies. You can see it in the visuals. But why would you call these flares very lights? Well, it apparently came from the phrase bishi bright or very bright, very light. You got it. Another fun thing during Durga Puja and Diwali those days, when the Indian military forces and the Naga underground groups were not shooting at each other, we were allowed inside the Assam Rifles camp, ladies and gentlemen. The Assam Rifles used to give us food during these festivals, especially Durga Puja and Diwali festivals. Youths would go into the camp and eat. They would give us tons and tons of puri, paratha, fruits and Indian sweets during Durga Puja and Diwali. Fun days. On October 28, screenshots of a series of posts on Twitter or X went viral for an unpleasant reason, ladies and gentlemen. They were very unpleasant. Allegations of mistreatment by Naga people, communal statements against Christians, claims of mistreatment of other minorities in Nagaland. The Twitter user went on an angry rant on X, fuming about a lot of these things. We wouldn't use his name here, but the name wasn't that of a Naga person. Who knows, it could be a person using a fake identity to start a fire among the communities. You'll find a lot of these types even now as the Israel-Hamas war rages, ladies and gentlemen. People posing as persons from this or that nationality to post, for example, opinions against Israel and show support to the Hamas and so on. Anyway, this person posted a lot of things tagging Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This ex-user hoped to perhaps draw the attention of Mr. Modi and his followers to his rant. So this person rants and rants on Twitter. He claims that the condition of Nagas in Dimapur is luxurious, that they eat, sleep and enjoy only. That's his words, not mine. He goes on so far as to say that if the Prime Minister of India would ask the people, the Hindus in Dimapur about their conditions, they might even cry. He claimed that the Sanatan, meaning Hindus, have been made quiet. I think he was trying to say suppressed. He says that the Sanatani community, that is the Hindu community in Nagaland, is facing humiliation and discrimination in Nagaland. He then claims that even their temple lands are being taken away in Dimapur. I think this guy was using drugs or something. This Twitter user even asks the Prime Minister to personally ask the Hindus living in Nagaland about their condition. Now, some interesting parts of his series of posts includes this. This Twitter user says he was born in Dimapur in Nagaland, which he claims is not part of the Naga lands or hills. He even went so far as to claim that they don't have any human rights in Nagaland. The Hindus, they don't have any rights in human rights in Nagaland. That's what the Twitter user says. He then asks the Prime Minister to teach these Nagas in Dimapur. He continues on and on and on. But this is the best one yet. Among his tweets, he says this. He asked the Prime Minister to send undercover agents to make Nagaland stable again. The Prime Minister should do this if removing Article 371 from Nagaland is impossible. Oh, there's a lot of bad stuff that he had really spoken about. Naturally, this post attracted a lot of attention on social media. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it surfaced only later because the screenshot shows that the date of the post to be at October 28. In fact, it was only today that Nagaland Post published a statement of an organization representing the Hindu community in Nagaland. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hindu Seva Samiti of Nagaland issued a press statement disclaiming the Twitter posts by this individual. Now, the organization identified this individual as one Bijoy Depnath. It's interesting that this person is said to have presented a very wrong image of Nagaland through his social media posts on several occasions. So this is not the first time for this person. The Hindu organization stated that the Hindu Seva Samiti of Nagaland totally disagrees with the opinions made by the individual on Twitter. The Hindu Seva Samiti reminded that the Hindus in Nagaland celebrate Hindu festivals without any issues, and that's correct. The organization then said that during the Durga Puja celebrations about a week ago, more than 50 puja committees celebrated the Hindu festival, displaying the kind of religious freedom there is in Nagaland. Further, the Hindu Samiti said civil society organizations in Nagaland have shown a lot of magnanimity supporting religious freedom of all sections of the society. Ladies and gentlemen, with that disclaiming note, the Hindu organization appealed to the administration to track down the identity of the person on Twitter who had put a lot of disparaging opinions against the Nagas and the people of Nagaland in general. This one is tough. How do we explain it? Let's start it simply with the bare naked basics. First, never ever in my life have I ever heard of Hindus or any religious minority in Nagaland being discriminated in the sense that some extremist nationalist elements would normally be using. I get and agree that there are some misguided and uninformed youths who are unemployed, and maybe they are prone to some kind of uncivil behavior towards people, especially non-locals. There are some of these kinds of people about. But it is not like there is a community policy of outrage and oppression against anyone. Do you know how many Nagas in Nagaland are educated and are unemployed? More importantly, do you know what the economic retention levels, the GDP, and the median salary of Naga families in Nagaland is? So we cannot talk about luxury here. The assumption that Nagas live in luxury is not only a dry joke, but something that deserves outright prosecution from the law. Second, I have reported in conflict situation. I have reported about corruption in the administration and the government. I have traveled to every possible nook and corner in Nagaland, writing about farmers and laborers, and I've written even about karamcharis, sanitation workers, for about 20 years now. I have never ever seen or heard or experienced anything to do with temple lands in Dimapur being taken away. You can go to Gorapati there, you know the Durga Mandir there. Those are some of the oldest and a favorite hangout for Naga people for decades. Nobody is bothered. There's no discrimination. Of course, there might be isolated cases where the administration might have stepped in due to law and order issues. Individuals fought each other. Maybe there were encroachment issues. But come on, the person is trying to stir up trouble on Twitter. Forget religious discriminations. Our youths are welcome at Durga Puja and Diwali pandals. We've been there too. We exchange cakes with non-Christian neighbors during Christmas and New Year's also. We go to each other's festivals. We have Hindu and Muslim friends. Come on, don't forget we have 2 BJP ministers and 10 BJP MLAs leading the Naga people in Nagaland. Almost all the political parties have minority wings that have members from different religious backgrounds, including Hindus. We have great Hindu friends and colleagues with whom we break bread and pour wine together. I have a feeling that the person may have had some issues with some local persons, and maybe he was trying to project a trauma of some sort. Maybe he is an undercover extremist trying to form an enmity among the communities in Nagaland. Maybe he is unhappy about something that led him to generalize everything. In any case, that's not how you use social media if you have got opinions. Thank you for watching Hornbill TV, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Al Nguli. See you next time.